So, what does a comedian do in quarantine or lockdown or whatever this is supposed to be? We observe the same thing we do all the time. We just observe what's going on. And I'll tell you, the first observation I made was watching other comics online. They all went online and watching other comics with no audience and that laughter. It's hard to watch. I don't like watching myself. Like, here's the thing about it that I discovered. I'm kind of used to 5 or 10 people watching. So, to be honest with you, I'm kind of good at it. I'm kind of okay with the smaller. Some of these other comics have been like, what? I haven't done under 1,000 in weeks. But I've done less. I've done a lot less. So I'm used to being there.
Weird flex, but okay.
Here's something that bugged me though with this whole quarantine thing. Some people were excited about it to begin with. Like they were kind of giddy, like it was like a snow day at school.
Snow day.
Yes! Snow day, snow day, snow day! No school, no school, no school!
Like, oh, we can't go to work. Oh, and it's like, yeah, economic collapse is on its way. Do you want to keep staying at home in your pajamas, or are we gonna figure this thing out? Like, let's get a solution, because I can't survive much longer. Maybe I'm being selfish right now, but I'm pretty sure that if I had to sell my house, there's other people I'd have to interact with. If I declared bankruptcy, I'd have to do visits with people. There's a whole lot more. I don't know if you can do all that social distancing wise, signing contracts of bankruptcy. I'm just saying. I think you want me to stay in this house.
Safety first. Theirs and ours.
But here's the thing. Have you seen have you seen, now I heard the Dolphins weren't actually in Venice, but there's all these things of animals. Look at all these animals. There's sheep in the streets and there's like dolphins in the ocean and they're coming out. We haven't seen them in years. They're all coming back. You know what this means, right? Thanos was right.
And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
I'm just saying, Thanos was right. I've had the opportunity to watch Infinity Wars and Endgame many times. Many times in quarantine so far. And the more I think about it, I think he was right. I mean, it was a snap of the finger. It's painless and it's completely objective.
I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist, and I call that mercy.
I don't know. Maybe that's... I'm sorry. I tell you what I did find out, though, and I've already mentioned it. I'm extremely selfish. That's what I realized. Because here's the thing. I hear about tragic things and stuff, and I'm a believer, okay? So I hear about tragic things, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I pray for people, and I say, yeah, we got to pray for that person, and I'm my heart hurts for people, okay? And that's where I was with this COVID thing. Oh, wow, that's happening? Oh, people in Italy, in China? Oh, that's terrible. Let me pray for them. And then the moment they're like, we're locking down and you've lost work for 5 months. What? This is, Lord, help. This is real now. Do you know what I mean? I just found out how completely selfish I was. I still cared, but I didn't care the way that it affected me. And so I found out I'm a horrible person on top of all this. I'm also a horrible person.
You are a terrible person.
My parents, my parents' friends reached out to me. So they live in Saskatchewan, in Prince Albert, outside of Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, on a farm in Canada there. And my neighbors reached out and they were like, hey, you want maybe talk to your parents because they're out, they're driving into town lots, they're doing all this stuff. It's just like, I don't know if they're getting this whole social distancing. The thing about my parents is they have mastered social distancing for like 40 years. Do you know what I mean? Like they've been doing that already. So I don't know why they decided now's the time to engage with society. Although I thought it was really funny. My dad, they had one of the grocery stores there. They said, for seniors, you can come in whatever. They gave him a time, like 7 to 8 or 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning to come in. And my dad was super mad about it. Wow, get up early. Why should I have to get up early? I'm going when I want to go. And so he won't do this protected time for the elderly because it's too early for my dad.
Oh, it's laughing now! Shut up!
But yeah, no, I was. This neighbor was concerned that my parents weren't taking it seriously enough, and then I reminded my neighbor or their neighbor. I said, hey, like this is really, really affecting me financially, and I don't know a way out of this. So maybe it's for the best. Let them go out there. Just see what happens. If it happens, it happens. I'll have the farm and I can get through. I told you I was low on money. I'm just kidding. And I was totally not worried about doing that joke at all. But then my mom just recently, like last week, was like, hey, I've discovered this YouTube business. This is great. So now for sure she's watching that. And she just saw me say that I didn't mind if they died. I'm kidding, Mom. I'm kidding. Come on.
I'm not sure I believe you.
I'm pretty sure my wife had it, if I'm being honest with you. I think my wife had it. She came with me this is in February, to a premiere event of Sleeper Agent. That's the latest movie of mine, which would normally have been in theaters, but with the whole COVID thing, we're gonna have to go straight to streaming service. Watch for it. It's coming.
What just happened? Right? That was awesome.
Yeah, no, but so she came back from that and just was not feeling good. And then I went back on the road again. And she, during that time, like it's exactly the description. It's like headaches. She said her breathing was like she heard it wheezing. She had this dry cough. She had a fever. It was like, I think you had it, but this is before anybody knew what it was. Do you know what I mean? Like it's mid-February. Nobody was like, oh yeah, so I think it's been here longer. And I had to have, I might have been an what is it called? Symptomatic. Symptomatic. Is that right? Doesn't sound right for some reason.
That I have an IQ of 48.
And so I likely was the one that spread it all through Washington State and BC because I traveled a lot and I probably got it from her. So sorry about that. I kind of started it. No, but I do think she did have it. I'll tell you this. Listening to Tom Hanks' description of it, did you hear Tom Hanks' description of the coronavirus? He was like, well, I wasn't feeling very good and kind of had a sore throat and just kind of felt achy all over. So, I went and got tested, and sure enough, I have it. I was like, if that's the description, if that's all it is, then I've had it for like 10 years now. You know what I mean? Like that's every day for me. I wake up not feeling right and achy everywhere. Like I've had it. If that's the description.
You're repeating yourself. You know that? You're repeating.
I'm a hypochondriac too, so I've had it like 7 times a day ever since. I think I got it again, and then it's like, no, I'm okay now. Oh, I got it. It's back. I'm hot. Well, you just ran. Oh no. Like I keep getting it. I am a hypochondriac. It's bad. I went to the doctor because this is a few years back because I was like, something's wrong, and he said, oh, I think you're a hypochondriac. And I was like, I knew it had to be something, And then he prescribed some placebos for my hypochondriac. To be honest with you, I think it was making me worse. As I was taking them, this really wasn't. Those are an old jokes from my act that I thought I'd throw in. I don't use them anymore because they weren't funny, and now I see why.
That don't impress me much.
Oh man, I don't know. The last thing I guess talk about is this the social distancing, the washing the hands for 20 seconds. Vigorously wash the hands. It's all about washing the hands. I'm always a hand washer, so I'm fine. But here's the thing I will say that's been messing me up. I pretty much I have to pee if my feet get cold and if I hear running water.
That's very specific.
This 20 seconds of washing the hands is really doing me in. You know, I'll go to the bathroom, wash my hands for 20 seconds. We start getting to 15, 16 seconds, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta go again. Go back to the bathroom, wash my hands again. It's like, all this running water, and I'm back again. Pretty soon I've got nothing left in the system. My hands are chafed. This coronavirus lockdown is killing me. Anyway, those are few of my observations about the coronavirus. I thought it was going to be funnier than that, but
Yeah, well, you were wrong.
keep tuning in. Oh, I think I forgot last time to mention to subscribe and click on any of the things below or whatever. I honestly don't know what I'm clicking on down there. I think I'm supposed to put stuff for you to click on.